I'm Julie White, the current chair of the Bethel Board of Trustees. On behalf of the trustees, it is a joy and honor to introduce you to Ross Allen, President-elect of Bethel University. Why Ross Allen? At Ross's core is the love for and belief in the redeeming love of Jesus Christ. That deep and growing faith informs and directs his leadership. Ross is a seasoned leader, innovator, and problem solver who has successfully faced many complex situations in his career. He is passionate about Christian higher education and specifically Bethel University. Ross is a partner and looks forward to strengthening the Bethel University and Converge partnership in order for both to best do the kingdom work they are called to do. At a pivotal career point in a very successful marketplace career, Ross and wife Annie followed God's leading to move to a life of service and significance. They have eagerly and humbly accepted the call to bring all their passions and expertise to Bethel University for God's glory and our neighbors' good. We are blessed to have them for such a time as this. Please welcome Ross Allen.
So it's hard to condense my Bethel experience into a short segment, but most significant thing was Bethel's where I made my faith my own through classes like with Dr. Al Glenn, or in the dorms where we'd have debates about what does our faith mean and how are we going to live that out. I met Annie in freshman year. Been a wonderful journey since then, ups and downs. Annie is different than me in so many ways, and that's been great to have her soften me and help me remember who I am and to remain humble. And then we have 4 children that have just been such a gift to both of us. Recently, one of our children was going through something, and it just struck me that the challenges for young people, I realize, are different than the challenges I had. Yet in the midst of that, God is the same God. And so seeing the challenges our children have had or that students have today or that we'll have in the generations to come, there's the same God and the same truth. I was on a retreat with a group of young leaders from Azusa Pacific University. One of the exercises we were to do is to leave something on the mountain and take something down, a word. And I had been wrestling for the last couple of years of what I could do to use all my experiences, all the gifts that God had given me to glorify Him. And it felt like God was saying, hey Ross, look around you. This mountain, the wildflowers are screaming out my glory. It doesn't matter where you are or what you do. I will glorify myself through what you do. So on the way down, I called Annie and said, hey, I think I want to come in and offer my time over the next year to help out with strategy and finance with the Azusa Pacific. Little did I know that they were in the middle of, just within that week, grappling with a significant surprise financial loss that they had. And so instead of being this commitment that I thought was going to be a light touch, all of a sudden within 2 days was a significant commitment, hands-on and diving into this university in an organization that I cared about but not been inside. We began a process of how do we turn this around? Clearly there were challenges that I was able to step into, and it was great to see God calling me into something that was not on my radar and was not where I thought God was going to lead me. What a preparation for this role. I could not have stepped from all those years of Medtronic directly into a role like this, but to have God given me those experiences, what a great foundation to know that I could apply those experiences to a Christian higher ed environment. The idea of living for God's glory has to me a variety of implications. One is that we do things with excellence, and then to look for ways to live out Christ and be His hands and His voice. It's encompassed everything that I've done. I think it's who I am, who I strive to be, is to live my life for the glory of God and to impact others. It's humbling to think of those that have come before. The leader of any organization I know makes a significant impact, and God uses that person uniquely. It's exciting to think of what we all can do here at Bethel in such a critical time as this, to step into the shoes of those that have come before. I'm excited about that and yet humbled and honored.
Welcome to Bethel. We wish you could be here and see this beautiful campus. More importantly, we wish you could be here when students were here, but hopefully another time. Well, it is an honor to be here and to welcome you to Bethel, even though virtually. And it is such an honor to consider this opportunity. And yet, I realize, as all of you, this is a different time and a different challenge than we all expected 6 months ago. When I have heard others talk about this, they've said, you didn't expect this, did you, Ross, when you accepted this? And my reaction was, I knew there was a challenge in higher ed. I knew there was a special challenge in Christian higher ed. But of course, I didn't know about the pandemic or the most recent pain and agony that we've experienced over the inhumanity that we saw in Minneapolis displayed when George Floyd was killed and that knee pressed on his neck for that unbearable time. And then we saw the pain afterwards, and we realized there is a burden that we have collectively as individuals within the church and part of Converge and Bethel that we have to step into. And so I step into this with a different challenge and different reality of what today is like. And yet I think, as all of you, we step in realizing, this is not our doing. It's not our goal. It's not our challenge. It's God's mission. It's God's job. And we step into this with all He has given us, all the gifts and talents and experiences He's given us, and trust that He has called us. And when He calls us to a task that we know He has called for this season, for this time, as much as we may question, and I may question the preparation and His selection, I know He knows what He's doing. And so I step into this with honor and humility and look forward to working with you as a church. My ties with BGC way back when, Converge now, go back a long time. I've often referenced my pastor who's helped me decide to come to Bethel, Pastor Gordon Sundberg in Little Isle Baptist Church. And today was my first day back in on the campus, and I received this letter from Pastor Gordy's daughter saying, you may not remember me, and of course I did, and then she went on to say some nice things. And then she said, I commit to pray for you, 1 Kings 3:9. And you may know this, but I needed to look it up. And 1 Kings 3:9 says, so give your servant a discerning heart to govern your people and to distinguish between right and wrong. For who is able to govern this great people of yours? And I thought, what a great message, a great verse for me, for someone to pray for me. As I think of the challenges ahead of us, there are challenges in Christian higher ed. There are challenges for the church. But we know that there is a God who gives us discernment, who helps us know right and wrong, and gives us experiences and gifts and talents to step into this. And so as I think of stepping into this with you as a church, as us as part of the church, in this unique role that we have within Converge, as part of Converge, what a great opportunity we have to step into this, to see what God will have for us. Because I know that the history of Bethel and God's work through Bethel has been nothing less than phenomenal. Bethel has had other challenges. Bethel has had challenges in its history that could have questioned its sustainability, and we know that God has a purpose. And so as I come back to Bethel and look to see what God will have for this place, I recognize the decades that I've had that have benefited from this place and through God's work in my heart. Here at Bethel, where I discovered what this meant to seek God's glory in all that I do. And as I've continued to live that out, and as I've continued to live with excellence, for God's excellence, for this unique purpose that we have, and to seek to benefit community for Christ's sake. I think what a greater honor than to come back and apply these gifts and experiences and capabilities to this community to grow the church for such a time as this. And so I ask you I plead with you to pray for me, pray for Bethel, pray for all of us, that God would give us a discerning heart to know what is right and what is wrong, and to help to lead His people. For who am I? Who am I to lead His people? Only when He is beside me, in front of me, and within me can I do this. So thank you for this opportunity. I look forward to working together with you.